Deal with a complaint with a request for change, which is often hard to listen to. So maybe you notice that every sentence starts with I. I think, I feel, I notice. It's not saying, look what you did. It's a way to be able to say something that is in some way upsetting for you, and to know that your partner fully hears and fully understands before they get to reply. And so the dialogue guide is non-blaming, non-placating, not super reasonable, and not irrelevant. Okay? That it's a guide for leveling about something that you are or have been upset about. Okay? And when we do this, we use, again, empathic shared meaning to be sure that what you hear is what I mean. Truth. I notice that when we were doing the groups of 4 with the stress styles, that the group that Morris was in was directed by him, seemed to be directed by you, and all the other groups seemed to be directing themselves. And your group seemed as if you were eliciting information by asking questions, and that it was like you took charge of the group. And I assume this means that you thought they needed you to do that. And I wonder if that's true. Now, you see, he doesn't say whether it's true. He just says what he heard me say. Okay? He's not going to get to answer till I get through all of these sentence stems. In other words, I'm going to get a full hearing before there's an answer.
You notice that when you looked around the room, everybody was very busy with your exercise. When you looked at ours, it looked like I was conducting this whole exercise by directing them, asking them questions, controlling the situation. I don't have to tell you anything else, right? Okay. I assume, you assume that is my way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, no, that wasn't what I said. I said
you assumed that meant
that he thought they needed him to do that.
You assumed that I thought they needed me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
You're right.
Well, that took care of that. And I wondered if that was true. And you said that. Okay. But you don't get to tell me your answer, really, until I tell you the whole thing. So then I got into I suspect about you. And you see, this is only limited by whatever our suspicions are. And it may be something right now, or something you've done your whole life, or something that happened, when you were 2 years old. It could be anything. It's not limited. So I suspect about you that in your family growing up, that it was kind of a depression time. And that you became the one who made things happen. You became the hero, the rescuer, the leader, the one who made things really come alive. And that worked for your family. And I suspect that you're still doing that. Okay, what did you hear? Well, it's over here. Well,
Where?
I suspect about you. It's only number 4.
It's over up to. You suspect about me that I made things happen in my own family as I grew up, and they sort of they depended on me for anything different or exciting or so on to happen in the family situation, and therefore it became part of my way of doing things,
Mm-hmm.
taking over and making things happen.
Right.
And that's it. That's all you were talking about.
That's what I said. And that I suspect you're still doing that.
And you suspect that I'm still doing that. I'm not supposed to make any comments.
Not
I
yet.
have a lot of comments in my mind.
Well,
But
I,
I could say
Okay.
a lot of things.
now, I don't know if you can see because it's in black on here, but we've got, I believe for me, it's on the other hand, I believe for me. And that didn't come out on the blue card. It was probably too small, but it's saying, I suspect this is true for you, but on the other hand, I believe for me. Okay, on the other hand, I believe for me that whereas that may have fit for then, it doesn't fit now for adults who have their own abilities to think and make things happen, and that when you do that, we may never know what they could do.
So you believe for me that,
I believe for me.
but you believe for me too. All right. But
Yes.
I don't believe it. Anyway, you believe.
No comment.
Yeah?
Strike off the comment. I'm not supposed to make any comment. How I can refrain from it, I don't know. Because all right. So you believe for you. I don't even know what you believe for you, but you believe for you that doing this is selling my people short because they can do it for themselves.
Good.
That
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
I hit the bell.
You really did. Now you see, if some of these sentence stems don't fit, you don't have to use them. I resent. Is there anything I resent? I resent having to monitor in any way what you do in these groups. And I am.
do too.
And I am puzzled by why you are still doing this at this time.
You resent that you have to monitor what I'm doing
In these groups,
in these groups
in any way.
in any way. Amen. and you're puzzled by the fact that I'm doing it. I'm not at all puzzled. I'm doing it because I believe differently. But anyway, let's go on.
And I am hurt by feeling that in talking about it, that I would hurt your feelings. And I regret even feeling this way. And I'm afraid of, based on past experience, notice it's my past experience, that I spent many years of my life being a placater. And I am afraid of being a placater and not saying anything, and then having the group be less than it could be. And I'm also afraid of talking about it because I don't want to make you self-conscious, and I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's getting a little deeper. Okay.
I'm hurt by it.
You're hurt by the fact that in telling me this, you may hurt me. You should feel hurt. But anyway, okay. And I don't have my glasses.
I regret.
And you regret that you need to do it. I agree with you 100%. I don't know why you need to do it. But anyway, yes, you regret that you even have to tell me and that you have to do that. You regret that. And you're afraid, based on your placator's
History.
of the past, that you will keep the group from having the experience that you really want them to have because of my managerial style in the groups that I'm with.
Pretty good. That's called feedback and reward. It's saying, it feels good to be heard and understood. It really feels very good.
I'm doing it to get my reward. I don't believe it.
I'm frustrated by this happening. I am happier when you are more patient and maybe more trusting of the group and let what's going to happen flow from who's there instead of taking over.
You're frustrated by the fact that this continues to come forth from me whenever we have a group, and you're happier when I would just let go and let it flow from the group as they are doing it without my interference.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
See, those of you who were in the class during the week when we did one of these, this is the side comment. There, I was purposely going out of my way to interfere, but now we're playing something really for real.
So I've never done this issue. It just came up with one truth, I suspect, for
we
you.
have to really do something about it right here now. And this is it.
But I will also say for myself, and I think you'll find when you do it, that if you really feel heard and understood, you really feel appreciative. And so this reaching out, saying thank you, is authentic, because it is such a gift to feel heard and understood about something that bothers you. And notice that this is something, this is a complaint with a request for change. And I'm using the dialogue guide to take on the fourth part of the temperature reading. I want specific request. I want that when you're part of a group in any of our classes, that you be more patient and more trusting that the group can handle things and that they will, and that you don't jump in and control the conversation.
You want specifically that when I'm in with our group and I'm over there with a group of 4, that I don't jump in and control the situation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I expect, notice that category, I expect based on past experience. It's that sometimes what we want is not what we expect is going to happen. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it could be, this is what I want, and I expect now that I've told you that you're going to do this. But it could be that I expect, based on past experience, that one of two things can happen. One is that you will get uncomfortable about this and decide you have to make some telephone calls and may decide not to be there at all. And the other is that you might forget and go on as if this was never said. Those are two things that I would say, in a way I expect and in a way I'm afraid will happen, because I don't really want either of them to happen. I appreciate your enthusiasm and your commitment and your love of people and how much you really, really want this to make people's lives better. I appreciate how loving you are.
You can keep on talking. Okay. What else do you appreciate about it? Anyway, I should say something here.
And, okay, what did you hear?
You expect that on the basis of past experience, you'll take this sort of seriously, and instead of leading a group in the future, you're suddenly going to go out to make your telephone calls, which you always have to make, So you'll do it just when you're ready to lead a group, and you'll disappear. Or you expect that in a couple of days I'll forget this conversation completely, and the next time I come with a group, I'll be exactly the same as I was before, because my ebullient being doesn't get squandered away with just one little moment of dialogue.
And I appreciate.
You appreciate so many wonderful things about me. All these wonderful things. I mean, she didn't even mention my forensic eloquence and even a big captain in the Air Corps with all these medals and all the whole world bowing down to me when I came back.
Didn't say any of that.
You didn't say any of that.
No.
So I'm reminding you for the next time. So you appreciate some things about me.
What? What do I appreciate?
What do you appreciate about me? Everything about me. You appreciate my excitement, my enthusiasm, my humor, my fun, my ability to make life more than just the routine, mundane, banal reality of daily living.
Wow. Yes, go. I appreciate your love of people.
And you appreciate my love of people, and you appreciate the fact that I'm with you all the way in the overall experience of this thing called pairs and all of its exercises. You do? You do?
I do. Yes, we ring the bell again. And I realize that this is just a very natural style that has been very helpful for a lot of people for a long, long time. And that that you may not know that it doesn't fit as well now. So I hope you think about it and change it so that I won't have to think about it.
You realize that I'm not doing this to hurt you or to upset the class, that this is just my way of doing things. So you hope that on the basis of this little intervention into my way of doing things, that I will remember this and that you wouldn't have to hope for naught of my change in when I deal with a group.
And but I also realize that this style has worked very well for many, many years of your life and in many, many places. And that I don't think it's working that well now. And so I hope you change it so that I won't have to think about it.
So in general, you hope that I change it so you wouldn't have to think about the fact that if I take over a group, there I will be again managing the whole dance between the people. And therefore, you would like very much to know that which you have done here, you hope will have a change in my future experiences with these groups without managerial overtones of my own.
Well, let me add a little something. I hope you will trust that other people have things to say and that they can and will say them and that you don't have to manage it. Okay? And just let it be. To have the patience and the trust to let it be.
So you hope that I will learn from this the patience and the trust to let it be so that people will be able to run their own show without my orchestrating it. Is that right?
That's right.
Whoa, we made it.
Thank you.
And
Now.
for my aside,
Yes.
who was in my group? One.